Hello everyone. Today we have with us Virupaksh, All India rank 49, CSE 2024. Congratulations Virupaksh for the really good rank and welcome to Kalam IAS.
Thank you for having me.
Your name, it is very unique name, Virupaksh.
Yes.
So what does it mean and what's the story behind it?
So it is one of the 108 names of Lord Shiva, and my mom is an ardent worshipper of Lord Shiva, and therefore she tried to give me both a distinct name and also linked to the deity she worships the most.
Oh, all right. You must also have faced this question in your interviews also, right?
Yes,
because-
both in mock interviews as well as both my UPSC interviews, this particular question was asked.
Okay, in one way, your interview paper in a way was leaked. You already knew that this question is going to be asked,
Yes.
right? Okay. What was your first reaction? Rank 49, it is, it is on the first list or first page only, right? So, what was your reaction and how did you feel and how are you feeling right now?
I think the initial reaction was a lot of excitement and euphoria. I think that any person who finds his name in the list, he shouts first of all a lot, and then he rushes to tell his parents, and similar was the case with me. I think now, 1 week after the results have been declared, the feeling has sunk in, and now there is more of a general happiness and satisfaction with life, and the euphoria has gone.
All right, that euphoria cannot last for long.
Yes.
Also. So, in your journey also, like now you have said that the first thing that you did is run to your parents. So your parents must have a role in your success. And whom would you like to thank and say, okay, you owe gratitude to those persons?
So I think the first gratitude that I owe is to God, because I think that this exam requires a lot of luck. Even doing everything right does not guarantee one success.
That is true.
And that is why I'm extremely grateful. Secondly, I think my family, especially my parents, I think they've been a steady support throughout this journey, from helping me when I was down to constantly motivating me throughout this journey. Thirdly, I think my friends and my peer group, from whom I have learnt a lot. I think I would like to thank them. And fourthly, I think coaching institutes various, including Kalam IAS, not only for their reference books and answer writing material, etc., but also for the guidance at each stage of the exam, the strategy sessions. I think I've immensely benefited from all these things.
So, how long your UPSC journey has been? How much attempts you have given, and what was your result? What was your experience? Just in a brief, if you can tell us.
So I started my preparation in 2020, 4 years back, and I gave my first attempt in 2022. I was fortunate that in my first attempt itself I got selected with AIR 392, and I was allotted the Indian Railway Management Service. And this was my second attempt, wherein I secured 49 rank, and hopefully I will get into the IAS.
All right, that's really good. And you have cleared both of your attempts, right? So, in a way, you have not faced failure. You just could not get into your dream service in your first attempts.
Yes, I think that is accurate.
That is accurate, right? So, you must also have, a lot of friend circle, people who were studying with you. They must have faced some difficulties, and you must also have faced some difficulties while in the journey also. There's a saying that people learn more from their failures and less from the success. So, in a way, you did not get into your dream service in your past attempt. So, what were your learnings from that, and how did you improvise upon that?
So I think that one needs to critically analyze wherever one has faltered upon in a very dispassionate manner. And I saw that my interview marks, which were 165, were way below my expectation. And that was a glaring fact which I needed to improve upon. Secondly, in GS, though I had scored well, I had 411 marks in my first attempt. I saw that if I can get such marks in my first attempt, there is of course a lot of scope for improvement. And these are the two things that I primarily focused upon, and these are the two things that delivered in this attempt itself.
That's very nice. So you said that you got 411 marks in your first attempt only in your GS, right? But I have seen a lot of aspirants struggling, to get to that 400 line. So what would you say that you did different that you got the 411 in your first attempt only? So was there any guidance, or was there any some sort of guidance for you?
So firstly, I think that the marks that one receives, there is a very big element of luck that happens. The papers that I thought I had done the best in, I secured the lowest marks. The papers I thought that did not go well, they were better marks. But I can tell what I did. I think there are two things one needs to focus upon for mains. First is having a very good basic conceptual understanding of everything that is mentioned in the UPSC syllabus, which will allow one to write answers even if one does not directly know the answer to the question. And the second is having value addition like data sets, examples, current affairs, charts, diagrams, etc. and using them very liberally so that both your paper looks unique and it also shows that you do not only have a bookish understanding but also practical understanding of the concepts that are being asked about. I think these two things help get my mains marks.
Oh, all right. What was your GS score this year? Like last year it was 411. What was the score this year if you can tell us?
So it improved by 27 marks and 438 was my total GS score this time.
Yes. That's really nice score. Can you also tell us if you remember like subject wise all the 4 GS?
Yes. So in GS1 it was the lowest. It was 89.
Right.
GS2 was 115. GS3 was 104, which saw the highest boost from previous attempt, and GS4 was 130.
Oh, so I mean subjects marks in all the 4 are very good. In GS1 also I have seen most of the toppers have gotten marks in 80s and 90s only.
Yes.
So 89 is also a really good
Yes.
score. And GS3 I see that you have scored 104, right?
Yes.
So that is also I think one of the toppers marks. So what would you say that you did differently from the past year that helps you improvise this 38 marks that you scored, increase in your GS? So what different did you did than in the last attempt?
So I think that as every aspirant in my first attempt, there were things that were lacking, things that I could not do very well because completing the syllabus itself in the first attempt is a huge challenge. In this attempt, because I had already completed the syllabus, I had my notes made, I focused extremely on adding new kinds of topics from various topper notes. So using one notes for getting diagrams, using another notes for getting examples, deliberately reading 2-3 newspapers so that I can get current affairs which are unique to my specific answer sheet, which can maybe fetch me the extra marks. And secondly, I also remember the topper talk by AIR 8 of last year, Anirudh Yadav, and he talked about structuring your answers to get better marks. He had also scored the same marks, 104 in GS3, wherein for challenges he said that instead of directly writing challenges, divide them into structural challenges, functional challenges. Instead of writing problems for, say, in relation to digital initiatives, write problems, what are the problems from the view of the government, problems from the view of the citizen, problems from the view of businesses. So such structuring with value addition, I think, is my guess that led to some extra marks.
So you have said that 3 points that I get from your answer here. That first is the change in structure. Better structuring gets you better marks, and for that also you used help from the topper's copy, and you made your own unique points, taking example from the newspaper. So these are the 3 takeaways that I. So that's a really good thing that you could come up with. Most of the aspirants fail to do so. They continue to mug up the same material and they think that they are going to get different marks. But you learned it very early, and the success is the result. So in your journey, did you ever felt discouraged, or did you ever felt like a lot of aspirants feel that maybe I won't be able to do it, So did you ever felt like this? And if you did, how did you overcome that?
I think that at the very outset, when one encounters the type of questions that are asked within the first week of preparation, first month of preparation, and sees the mammoth syllabus, then this self-doubt creeps in, I think, in almost all aspirants, that whether I will be able to do this, remember this, compete with lakhs of aspirants. But I think that consistent study and giving tests and slowly seeing your marks improve in those tests, I think serves as a source of motivation. And secondly, I think that some intrinsic motivation regarding the exam itself, that the knowledge one gains while studying for UPSC, the various lens that one acquires for just looking at the world, looking at things, the political lens, the economic lens, the social lens, I think that also serves as a motivation as one gets deeper into preparation.
So you're saying that the syllabus itself, the preparation itself was very motivating for you. It was very it was revealing new lenses to the world.
Exactly.
Yes, that's a really nice take. So in your journey, many aspirants face challenges. So what were the challenges that you faced? Biggest challenges, and how did you overcome that? Like was there any kind of guidance, or was there any friend circle which helped you to overcome those challenges?
So I think there were 2 main challenges. First one, I think that was for prelims and for GS subjects, there is an overload of guidance. There are many sources, each person would recommend a different source, each person would recommend a different strategy. And finding a method in this madness, I think, was the first issue. The complete opposite is in law, wherein there is complete absence of any guidance, absence of sources for many topics, and then trying to find the correct guidance or the correct source for reading that, I think was the major challenge. Coming to how to overcome it, I think that one needs to find seniors or mentors who have faced these challenges and have navigated them and learn from their experiences. So I was very lucky that two of my college seniors, one Mr. Anmol Mittal, who secured AIN 91 in the 2020 UPSC examination, and one Mr. Shubham Jain, who secured AIR 152 last year. I think both of them, because they had themselves faced this challenge and found solutions to it, they guided me to some extent. And then by having a wider reading, I think that one can overcome this challenge.
All right. So you said that there were some guides available for you. They helped you, in your GS as well as in your optional. Your optional, there are a lot of problems with your optional also. Like you said that there's a lack of guidance. So you have been also associated with Kalam IAS from past 1 year. So how would you say, like, what was your experience in the past 1 year regarding your optional or any other role that you have, been with the Kalam IAS? So what was your experience?
So I think the experience was very nice. I think I can segregate the experiences into two parts. Firstly was the benefit that I gained from Kalam IAS. I think that for mains, their marks maximizer series, there are various booklets for essay, for GS, which provide the value addition, which I was previously talking about, in a very segregated manner, so that one does not need to themselves go and put in the effort to find these diagrams, these examples, case studies, etc. And secondly, even at my interview stage, there is an SAR program which analyzes the mock interview videos that one gives at various coaching institutes and tries to match them with the various values that the UPSC interview syllabus mentions, and then tells us that you are lacking in this value is good, this answer shows this value, and one becomes more cognizant of showing those values in the interview room. So I think this was the help. Apart from that, what I am trying to do along with my friend Shubham is to provide some form of systematic guidance for law optional through a 100-hour law optional series, wherein we are trying to cover law optional from the view of an aspirant who is not able to find any guidance, any source, and help them in their UPSC journey.
All right. So you said that the challenges that you faced about the law optional, you did not even, you just didn't solve it for yourself. You are also trying to help your future aspirants also.
That is my attempt. Yes.
Yes, I have recently heard this new term, aspirant social responsibility. Like once you have cleared it, you have a social responsibility. You put your notes and you also help.
Yes.
That's a really good thing. That's a really good initiative on your part. And finally, I would like to ask you. The prelims exam is just 50 days away. So, what are your suggestions for the aspirants? And also, if someone who is preparing for next year and who's just starting. So what would be your suggestion for them? Like what should be their main focus and some pillars that you can discuss?
Okay, so firstly, for those who are appearing prelims in the next 50 days, I think that there are two pillars on which one qualifies the prelims exam. Firstly is revision, because there are, in my opinion, more than 5,000-6,000 pages that one needs to remember on that day if you take into account all the subjects, current affairs, etc. And therefore multiple times revising those 5,000-6,000 pages, making short notes of it of 100-200 pages and revising them again and again is the only way to ensure that one knows the correct answer when faced with the question. And secondly is giving as many tests as one finds to be necessary. For me, I think the sweet spot was around 40 to 50 tests. So if one can hit that mark, one gets into the habit of solving MCQs even if one does not directly know the answer. Through some skills, through some observation, etc.
That is actually the case in UPSC prelims. Like you do face those questions for the first time only. Those are really new questions.
Exactly, and I think that even the best aspirant who's getting more than 100 marks in prelims still does not know more than 30-35 questions.
That is true.
When he is faced with them. For a person who is preparing for the next year or the year after that, I think that one should firstly, as I said, find a topper who aligns with your background, who you think that you can aligns with your personality, your background, your thinking, and then try to replicate their strategy to the extent that is possible. Secondly, do not run after many sources. Try to do limited sources, more revisions. And thirdly, write as many tests as you can, because with every test you will learn something new, you will improve, and the aptitude of answering questions both at an MCQ stage as well at a subjective stage, I think will improve with every test.
That's really nice, and we are all very happy for your success. Congratulations and best of luck for the future.
Thank you so much.